Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Assen. It's time for race one of the DTM Trophy here in the Netherlands. It's going to be an incredible race if qualifying and free practice is anything to go by. They have been all super close throughout the weekend so far, but now this is where you earn the big points. It is race time. Of course, we've got two races for you this weekend. One right now and then one tomorrow. One change from qualifying. Lucas Mauron had a time given back to him. He will start from pole position today. So Lucas Mauron will be on pole on the front row with everybody's favourite Belgian, Nico Verdonk. And well, speak of the devil, he shall appear. Nico Verdonk in the number 90 then on his way to the grid. And I've already seen a few fans in the chat already wanting to see him do well here today. Should be pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited, I'm not going to lie. But is there the potential? Is there the potential for a hometown podium or a hometown winner? Stefan Cox, the Dutchie, starts P13. And of course, Sandra van der Sloot starts down in P17. Welcome to everybody on the YouTube chat. We've got a few minutes before we do indeed get to the grid and get to the start of this race. So let me know where you're watching from around the world. It would always be good to see where you're watching. So yeah, who you're supporting as well. I can see people in the chat. Oatmeal, how you doing, bud? Welcome. Mattis, how you doing, man? Thank you for the kind comments. So here is the number 35. Remember, Ben Tuck is the first ever winner in the DTM Trophy last year at the first race at Spa. He is back for the race, well, this weekend anyway. He's back in for Assen, which is always good to see. So we've got Austria, London, Estonia. Nice. As our pole sitter then does indeed drive to pole position. Supporting my brother, Lucas Mauron. Nice. He's on pole. Mika from Finland. Wicked. Susan Hoyt. Oh, every single broadcast you hear, Susan. Thank you for the support for this season. From the United States of America. Rooting for Nico. Watching from Belgium as always. Love to see it, Mattis. Rotterdam. Wicked. India. Hungary. Brands Hatch. You're actually at Brands Hatch right now. Nice. Switzerland as well. Yes, so many fans from so many different countries around the world, so many different continents as well. There's the party bus. All we're missing, ladies and gentlemen, is some glow sticks and some whistles, and it's party time. After me. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we won't do that anymore. But yeah, there's the party bus for the week. Oh, wow. Incredible signs. There literally is a DJ on the back just spinning some tunes. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So more people from New Zealand, Watford, Poland, Morocco. We love the party bus, Mr. Clark. We do indeed. Nova Scotia, nice. Got Howard's here. Ben Green's dad watching. Love to see it. Rhode Island. Goodwood. Canada. Oh yeah, Mr. Oatmeal is actually at the circuit, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky, very lucky. That's what it's all about, Susan. It's good times, it's racing. Here's your pole sitter then. It is Lucas Mauron, and oh boy, when Lucas Mauron's near the front of the grid, it always produces fireworks. This is going to be very special indeed. I sense a classic incoming as the party bus just plays some tunes in the background, gets the crowd all vibey. Everybody's favourite Belgian, it's Nico Verdonk for Ring Racing. He thought he had pole position, but Lucas Mauron has had a time reinstated, which does indeed give him second position. Go on, Donald. Love to see you getting involved. I am Johan, supporting Moritz Lerner. Good to see. Absolutely blare him. That's what it's all about, having a bit of fun. Reinhard Koffler then back in for the weekend in that KTM car. He will start from 3rd position. Championship leader then, it is Ben Green, ladies and gentlemen cars. Ben Green starts from 4th on the grid. And he will be able to have a direct look at his championship rival, because his championship rival starts directly behind him. Florian Janitz starts in 5th position, so he's on the other side of the grid. KTM's looking very quick indeed this weekend. And here is Ben Green's championship rival, slowly becoming more of a 2-horse race as the season does indeed go on. But Michael Schrey is still in there with a bit of a shot. But it is this guy here. Will Tregurtha starting directly behind Ben Green. Can he potentially get up into the lead? I think that's Ollie Sittler we just saw on the screen. What a beautiful, delicious-looking human. Moritz Lerner in the number 11 FK Performance Motorsport. He said on Twitter last night that he's found something in terms of the setup that's found some pace for the weekend. In qualifying, he improved a hell of a lot from practice. So can he continue that arc of improvement? It remains to be seen. Michael Schrey, he has a glimmer of hope. He needs to beat Ben Green. He needs to beat Will Tregurtha this weekend in terms of points over the 2 races to really put himself in the hunt to win this championship. I think this might be the last opportunity to put himself in that race. Jan Zimmer for FK Performance Motorsport in the number 50. He currently sits 4th in the championship. He's on 68 points, 80 points behind P1. The number 34 then, Theo Uverhaus. He is a lot faster than his grid position represents. He's had so many lap times removed because of track limits. Track limits have been a big problem for this class, specifically around Assen this weekend so far. And he has indeed been a casualty of that. Although it's their own fault, of course, they're the ones behind the wheel. So yeah, finds himself down the order. Then we've got Ben Tuck starting 11th on the grid. Has a DTM Trophy race win under his belt. There's only been 5 different race winners. Sorry, 6 Ortman as well. So there's been 6 different race winners over the course of the 2-year history. We are close here. We are very close to getting onto the formation lap. Christopher Rink then for Hoffer Racing by Bonk Motorsport is in the number 3 BMW. Oh, he put a little love heart in the screen. We love you too. Love to see that. That's for all you fans out there. Stefan Cox in the number 91 for Ring Racing. Home territory for the Dutchie. Is there a potential top 10 in the offering here for Stefan Cox? Welcome, Tyson. Welcome to the broadcast. Again, welcome to everybody from around the world. If you just joined, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are supporting. We've got 1 minute until we have a formation lap. It is 30 minutes plus 1 lap. So when the time gets to 0 and they cross the line, that will then mean 1 lap to go. Whew. Exciting times. I love this championship. Assen is also a very fast and frantic circuit. Expect them to stick close together. Expect slipstreaming to be a huge factor here today. Should be a good time. So in terms of the qualifying points, Lucas Mauron has gained 3 points for qualifying on pole. Nico Verdonk got 2 points for qualifying second. And Reinhard Koffler in 3rd position gets himself 1 point. So Ben Green and Tregurtha are still 10 points separated at the top of the championship. Neither of them got the bonus points. So they're 148 points then for Ben Green. Will Tregurtha is on 138. So it's going to be interesting. North London supporting Ben Green. Nice race, fam. Hopefully you're the red side of North London. Colombia. First Colombian I've seen watching the broadcast at A Fondo. Portugal for Miguel Amorim. Torben Everson's from Norway. Nice. Map Stunder, Ben Green. Lots of Ben Green fans. That's what we should do, actually, shouldn't we? Okay, during this formation lap, you've got one chance. Who are we supporting? I want to see the whole chat on YouTube. I want to see you all spam the name of who you're supporting. Let's see who is the most supported driver on the grid. Engines are going, and well, Mauron's gone before the green flag's raised. What are we judging that technique there? We're going to give that a solid 6 out of 10. Solid 6 out of 10 there for the flag waving technique. Seems like a lot of heart was put into that one. Formation lap time. I'll bring the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. You bring the hype. I see a David Gerban fan out there as well. Good to see. Lots of Mauron, lots of Lerner. Well, here we go. Mauron, Nico Verdonk, your front row. Reinhard Koffler and Ben Green. Second row, Florian Janitz and Will Tregertha on your third row. Lerner and Schrey are on your fourth row. And then Zimmer and Uverhaus are on your fifth row of the grid. Then it's Ben Tuck with Christopher Rink in 11th and 12th. We've got Stefan Cox and David Michał-Gerban in 13th and 14th. Gerban off the back of his first top 10 last time out. Can he potentially add to that today? Philip Stallschmidt and Salonen will start then a little bit further back as well. And then the final three drivers are Sandra van der Sloot, Sophie Hoffman, and indeed Sebastian Cornely. Pace car taking us along the back straight here. Sector 1 is very similar to the start of Portimao and then straight into the start of China's GP circuit. That's kind of how I would explain sector number 1 here at Assen. Then it's just fast and frantic along the back straight. And then we head into the final couple of corners, which are very much flat out apart from the final chicane. So it is a very, very quick circuit here at Assen. Very excited for this indeed. 18 corners. And well, when you find the best seat in the house, you keep the best seat in the house. That's for sure. What a spot that is to be. Here we go then. They're going to grid up 2 by 2. Pace car will come in, then they've got to wait for the green lights. It's all about reaction times. How quick will the Audi be off of the line? How quick will the Supra be off of the line? We know the BMWs are quick off the line, and we know the AMG, once it gets going, is very quick off the line. But we haven't seen either of these cars be on pole position or on the front row this season. Around the final chicane we go then, 30 minutes of racing, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed race number 9 of the season out of 14. We're about to go green light racing here, and across the line we go, and Lucas Mauron's got an absolute flyer here, but Reinhard Koffler in behind is absolutely flying himself, trying to find himself a gap there to make it 3 wide up towards turn number 1. Doesn't quite find enough of room there to maneuver, and actually you can see there that Lucas Mauron runs wide, Nico Verdonk runs wide, Reinhard Koffler trying to make a move up the inside, cuts the second corner, I would say. Start under investigation already here though. All of these drivers have been under investigation for track limits at least once this weekend, but the actual start, the whole start has been under investigation. Nico Verdonk still side by side with Reinhard Koffler, and as they all come through here, Ben Green and Will Tregertha, look at them, they are indeed nose to tail. Bit of slipstreaming there from Tregertha on the KTM just in front of him, but everyone's got through nice and cleanly. Again, the start might be to do with someone going a little bit early. Nico Verdonk then having to go defensive, moves across twice along the back straight. And as we come up then towards the final few corners, Ben Green makes a mistake there. Probably have to give that position back up. Moritz Lerner looks like he's gained a couple of spots here as well. And, well, Will Tregertha's off the circuit here. He's got Theo Uverhaus for company as well. Stefan Cox has moved up the order as well in that second Supra, so great start then from the Toyotas so far in this race. 28 minutes, 40 seconds to go. And it is still the lead for Lucas Mauron. So Mauron has done the job that he needed to do, got away nice and quickly, nice and early. And yeah, there was some definite contact along the back straight. We will get a replay of that. Ben Green was off circuit at one stage. So I'm wondering as to whether that position might have to be given back. But Ben Green right now is up into the top 3, no, he's into P4, and actually under a little bit of pressure here as well from Florian Janitz. as they come up then towards the final chicane. Nico Verdonk there flashing his lights just to say, hi, Maron, just behind you. I think Lucas knows, though. And there's a little bit of a gap then between the front three and the rest of the field as it stands. And look at that, Moritz Lerner's got an absolute flyer through that final chicane here. Is there going to be a potential for an overtake? Not too sure. We're not going to get close enough, unfortunately. As Green's behind Reinhard Koffler still. The front three all off in there, off gallivanting into the distance. Yeah, again, Moritz Lerner got a very, very good line through the final couple of corners here. But again, he's just stuck on the outside then of that KTM. Tregurtha trying to follow him through as well. Tregurtha, of course, now has 2 cars between him and the championship leader, Green. So needs to make the move if he can, needs to get himself that opportunity if he can, and make these moves as early as possible. He was the winner from the last race in this championship as well, so he will have the most ballast. And actually, Ben Green came 3rd, so he will have a little bit of ballast on board, but not as much as that AMG. Maron still leads for Verdonk and Koffler are your top 3 as it stands. Still battling for position here then. Janitz and Moritz Lerner. Moritz Lerner in that red BMW, and then we've got Florian Janitz in that KTM Expo. And then just in behind them is Tregurtha. Jan Zimmer starting to close up in that number 50. It's a fantastic start from everybody here. Interested to see whether we do indeed have any penalties for the race start. And oh, that's not good. That's Matthias Salonen, who is the teammate of second in the championship, Will Tregurtha. So Salonen has got the car stopped here. And I'm wondering as to whether that might be a potential safety car. Yeah, completely stopped on the apex. So, yeah, pretty much no choice, is there? No choice than to have a safety car at this stage of the race, which is going to close the whole field up. But let's check out what happens here then. So that's the number 34 Fiat Uberhaus we just saw cutting the track there. Matthias Salonen just had a bit of... Again, we need to see that again. It was too fast for me to really see what happened there. Oh, dear. That isn't ideal. Stefan Cox there being turned round. It's more of a pit maneuver there. And there is a safety car. Yellow flag's out. Safety car on lap 2 of this race. And wow, it was a fantastic start. And then all of a sudden we do have a bit of contact. And oh, that car's crabbing, isn't it? Yeah, that right rear is done. That will certainly help you get right-hand turns nicely, but a left-hand turn pops up and the wheel's going to fall off for sure. So that is going to be race over then for the CV Performance race car. And that's not good for the team championship because FK Performance Motorsport lead the championship right now by 2 points to CV Performance Group. And this is going to be 0 points then for one of the CV Performance Group cars. So it's now all on Tregurtha here. And Tregurtha has actually dropped down to 7th. Incident in turn 6 and turn 8 under investigation there. So it is under investigation. Race start, I believe, still under investigation. We haven't had any confirmation as to whether that is indeed done or dusted. But what a frantic start. Very good start indeed. So here we go. There's the race start for you. And Maron just gets an absolute flyer. Looks like a couple of cars may have gone a little bit early here. Lerner has got either the best start ever or he's managed to gain, I think, 2 positions. Tregurtha just did not get off the line well there at all, actually, unfortunately for him. Just did not get that car started, but again, with the heavy ballast on board, it's to be expected. You see all the 3 BMWs around the outside, and then we've got a further 3 BMWs who are off the circuit as well. It is the race start, it is the first sector, so people are going to be given a bit more leeway. Obviously, if they're squeezed as well, as we come through what looks very similar to the China GP layout, sector number 1. And here we go. So here's a move by Ben Green. Ben Green comes through that flat-out right-hander, then up through the double left-hander here, and then he cuts the circuit. Oh, we're not going to see that. This is that was a lap earlier than this. We still haven't seen the actual contact that caused Salonen to run like that. But we do see Stefan Cox then. Oh, yeah, there's a late lunge up the inside. That's a very untidy bit of driving there by the BMW. Salonen, I'm sure, isn't going to be too pleased with how that went down. That car will have to be recovered. Might even be in a safe place already. There's a bollard. It's a nice souvenir. Take that home. Stop the kids from going near the oven when it's hot. But yeah, what a start. So welcome then to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're watching. We are now on lap 4. We're under safety car conditions. I would imagine a safety car will come in at the end of this lap, and then we get back to racing here. But again, with those couple of incidents, we really cannot take away from how quick Mauron, Verdonk and Reinhard Koffler look here. They do look pretty untouchable considering the rest of the field. So Ben Green has been given a little bit of a reprieve here to potentially tag onto the back. Tregurtha needs to get ahead of Lerner. He needs to get ahead of Janitz. He needs to start to fight with Ben Green, because any position Ben Green's ahead of Tregurtha right now is just going to extend the championship lead. So we are, of course, coming along the back straight as it stands. We're coming through turn 6 and then indeed turn number 7. So the number 84 then is still just in front of turn 12. Will be removed from the circuit though. So start was under investigation. Still no word as to whether there's been any penalties or anything. Incident in turn 6 and turn 8 under investigation. So that was the Salonen incident and indeed the Stefan Cox incident. So they will be looked at, and I'm sure we will get an idea as to what is going down. Safety car is in this lap then. They will be single file. We've got 21 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Glad you're enjoying yourself, Marlo. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Right, hype version number 2 then. Lucas Mauron to take us away once again. And we are lining up 2 by 2 again. That's new. Mauron should be able to take them away whenever he decides to, but that is new. So pace car will indeed come in, but by them coming in 2 by 2, it's almost like this is a replay of the start. It's definitely not. I guess they're going to wait for green then. Here we go then. It's race start number 2. Can Mauron get it? Wow, it's a great start. Perfectly on the green there as well. Tregurtha trying to get off the line as quickly as he possibly can, and that extra weight is really costing him here for sure. And wow, Reinhard Koffler is going to make it up to second here. Verdonk's going to be squeezed out wide for sure. Going to have to take the long route round the outside, using a lot of curb on the exit, and actually gains a lot of traction there. Jumps straight across the bonnet of Reinhard Koffler. Nico Verdonk had lost P2 for sure there, and then regains it. But I tell you what, Koffler keeping that nose up the inside, if you could call that a nose on the Expo. The Expo doesn't really have a nose of the car, but it doesn't quite gain a position. Actually, Mauron runs wide here. Nico Verdonk then with an opportunity. Can he potentially get up into the lead of this race? Doesn't look like he's quite close enough here. And actually, the power of the Audi on the exit, the corner, how punchy it is, indeed, is just driving away. We know how quick the Audi can be. It's through the corners, really, where the Supra is going to gain the most time on that Audi. Look at Moritz Lerner there. Moritz Lerner right up in behind Ben Green. And can he potentially cause a bit of an upset here and overtake Ben Green? Tregurtha's going to be hoping he can do. Tregurtha then is down P9. He's in behind Theo Uverhaus, and not a good start then for the Brit. Second in the championship. This is all just great news for Ben Green. As you can see, just in the background, Florian Janitz now trying to make a move on Lerner. This is giving Green a little bit of breathing room in terms of P4 now, because Lerner's not right up his rear. Just in behind Janitz, though, is Jan Zimmer. So Jan Zimmer also looking to try and make up some moves here. And actually, Florian Janitz has run wide there. Well, he ran wide himself, actually. And I think Theo Uverhaus and Jan Zimmer are both going to get him. Yeah, he does. So Janitz, in arguably one of the quicker cars for the weekend, has just lost 2 positions there by making an unforced error. Runs a little bit wide. And ultimately, it's going to be very difficult to gain those positions back. Moritz Lerner, by the way, taking his own line there for sure. Nico Verdonk then is right underneath that rear wing of the Audi. And the front 3 are able to just about get a nice little gap to work with on their own as they cross the line. We're on lap 6 then, 19 minutes to go. And look at Reinhard Koffler. He has got an absolute weapon underneath him today. And as you can see here, Tregurtha putting a bit of pressure then on Janitz. Janitz is dropping backwards as it seems. Nico Verdonk now under pressure from 2 different cars as Lucas Mauron's been allowed to just drive away, taking a very wide entry though through turn number 2 and up towards turn number 3. Sorry, he made a mistake last time and run a little bit wide, but actually opens it up nicely then. I think he realizes that if he can just get on the power a little bit earlier than Nico Verdonk, by the end of this straight, he should have a comfortable gap to work with. You can see that actually Reinhard Koffler's trying, not really intentionally, sticking in the slipstream. So I find that very interesting as we come through the chicane on the back straight. And everybody's still in a pretty good shape as it stands. Got a replay here then. That's Gerban, David Michal Gerban. And we've got another happy dog where its tail becomes its head, unfortunately. And that's the second time we've seen an Audi do that. Audi seems like it's a bit of a handful through the corners. As we see Tregurtha here trying to make a move potentially on Florian Janitz. Janitz again runs wide there, wasn't any contact. And Tregurtha then now moving up the order, but again, he's now 4 positions behind Ben Green. So Ben Green's the driver he needs to be keeping tabs on. You can see that Ben Green, though, is trying to keep tabs on Reinhard Koffler. Koffler, who looked very, very quick on the first couple of laps after the restart, has made a bit of a meal of that final chicane. And Ben Green, then, is right up behind him. Can he potentially force something through the first sector here? Remains to be seen. There's a little gap opening up the inside, not quite close enough to make the move. Got to force Reinhard Koffler offline. And actually, he does force him offline, but not sufficiently enough. Koffler holds on to that top 3. Moritz Lerner, then, who's had a very scrappy couple of laps considering the restart, or since the restart, should I say. But now, seems like he's absolutely flying. One of the race room gang opening up then the left-hander here, trying to get the power. You see the rear stepping out there of that red BMW as we are more focused on Ben Green. Again, just lost a bit of time there to Reinhard Koffler. Koffler with a bit of breathing room to go and chase down the front 2. And we're just heading up towards the halfway point. This race is absolutely disappearing like nothing. Looks like Tregurtha and Janitz are still going out here, side by side then towards the chicane. And Janitz takes a different line through there. And Tregurtha will be like, thank you. Got no pressure now from behind. Good to see. Only one driver out of this race so far. That is Salonen. Gerban off the pace a little bit just because of a spin. Everyone else in very close proximity indeed. Mauron, though, has got himself a nice 1 second gap to Verdonk, then a further 0.8 of a second back. It's Reinhard Koffler in the KTM, and then we've got Ben Green, the head of 4 different BMWs. None of them are in the top 3 though. We've got Green, Lerner, Zimmer, Uverhaus, and then we've got Tregurtha, Janitz, and Ben Tuck. So Ben Tuck, on his return to the DTM Trophy, is in a top 10, so that's 11th on the grid. So this is the battle, Jan Zimmer versus Theo Uverhaus. We saw this last time out as well at the Red Bull Ring. We're about to see this again. These two cracking drivers. One of Jan Zimmer, I wouldn't say he's an old driver, but one of the older drivers in the championship. And then you've got Theo Uverhaus, who is the youngest. So we've got the old bull versus the young calf as it stands. Who's going to come out on top though? Will it be Uverhaus or will it be Jan Zimmer? Absolutely nothing to choose between them. They've got to be careful though, because they've got cars very, very close in behind as well. So if they don't get a potential move done, it will open the door then for drivers such as Tregurtha and Janitz to maybe take full advantage. Jan Zimmer still, as you can see, in the white car, the number 50, still ahead of Theo Uverhaus. Uverhaus, though, has got the power down there very, very nicely indeed, and there could be the potential for a move as they head up towards then the chicane on the back straight. Uverhaus maybe not quite close enough. No, he's not. He's actually not gaining anything really in terms of the slipstream. As they come through the chicane here, Uverhaus definitely takes the better line. He's got the better momentum here, and if he's going to have an opportunity, he's going to send it, that's for sure. As we look then, battle for P2. So Reinhard Koffler really has figured this car out now, and it's just in stages here. It's almost like they can attack for 2 laps, and then they have to just lay off a little bit, and then they can go and attack again. This is brilliant for Lucas Mauron. Currently leads the way by 1.7 seconds, so yeah, it's nearly a 2-second advantage then for the Swiss-Brazilian. Verdonk and Koffler, they are making this very easy indeed for Mauron. Remember the tyre drop-off though. So the BMWs, they tend to drop off with around about 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to go. They're a little bit better than they were last season, this season. I must admit, but they're still very, very harsh on the tyres. The Audis are also very harsh on the tyres as well, just to let you all know. So Verdonk and Koffler this race may still come back to them. But I'll tell you what, if you told me that it was going to be Mauron, Verdonk and Koffler as your podium positions with 13 minutes to go of race 1 before this weekend started, I would have laughed at you. No chance. But they have all come to play this weekend, that's for sure. This is great for us all watching at home, that is for certain. So we are now on lap number 9. Reinhard Koffler just cannot find an inch of space to work with here, can he? Nico Verdonk just defending for his life. They are not really losing time to Mauron, so Mauron's tyres are dropping off here, and these two are battling, but yet still maintaining the time. So if they're a bit cleverer in this situation, of course, they've only got 12 minutes to go, so being a racing driver, you just want to make up as many positions as possible. But if they work together here, they could still potentially catch up to the lead. The lead now 2.3 seconds, so they actually are starting to lose time. Nico Verdonk, though, yeah, he is under some severe pressure right now. Ben Green as well. He'll be thinking there's a potential opportunity here for a podium. Same as Moritz Lerner. Moritz Lerner currently in 5th, then Zimmer and Uverhaus. They will all think there's an opportunity here for a podium. Dragertha, you just see, maybe starting to catch back up here as well. So it's a bit of a procession at the moment. No one really taking too many chances, which you would expect. There's a long weekend to go. We run then down in towards the final chicane once again. It is Lucas Mauron who's leading at a bit of a canter right now. We know that he is a sensational front runner. Managed to win 4 races last season. We've got a black and white flag then for Jan Zimmer. That's the first warning we've had for indeed track limits. We had like 60 times removed from free practice 2 yesterday. It was pretty ridiculous. We had loads of times removed as well this morning for qualifying. So the incident between Salonen and car number 18 has been Gerban. They have both been reported to the stewards. And then an incident between car 35 and 91 have been reported to the stewards as well. And then we've got Jan Zimmer, the car number 50 for track limits. So Uverhaus forcing Zimmer to take lines he does not want to take. Reinhard Koffler, his turn then to let Verdonk know that he's behind him by flashing his lights. Just basically the equivalent of waving at someone on the street is the flashing of the lights. That's how I like to look at it as well. When people do it to me when I'm racing, it's so irritating. And actually, Reinhard Koffler looked to make a move there. Verdonk had to cover him off. They're both going to be very sluggish through this right-hander. Yeah, they are. So they're being caught up now by Ben Green. The move was not able to be completed by Koffler. And Verdonk, I think, is just about held on to P2. So I think we're going to see here why the black and white flags come out. So yeah, it looks like the 2 wheels do need to be within the white lines then. That's confirmation of that. So that is why he's got himself a warning. So that'll be the 3rd time he would have done that in this race for him to get that warning. Reinhard Koffler still 0.2 of a second. Here we go. There's the battle for P2. This is what we want to see as we head up toward the end of lap number 10. Can Reinhard Koffler potentially find himself an opportunity? Nico Verdonk doing a sensational job as it stands. They're all really closing up, being closed up by Ben Green. Mauron now starting to lose time, by the way. Those tyres are being chewed up. But look at this. Reinhard Koffler has got, well, he's got room to manoeuvre here for sure. He's going to try and find out the inside line. Nico Verdonk almost squeezes him into the wall. And well, Nico Verdonk then has to leave the room around the outside. Koffler's going to make a mistake. Ben Green could be like taking candy from a baby at this stage, but no. Reinhard Koffler is, well, that's a line, Ben Green. That's a line for sure. Not really the right line. That's one way of gaining a bit of time there, that's for certain. But Reinhard Koffler will hold on to that position. But there's a corner there, Ben. You do need to take the corners, just to be honest with you. Nico Verdonk, though, well, there was no love lost there, was there? That was very, very close to Koffler being put into the wall. Don't think he was ever really alongside, so it was a fair move. Reinhard Koffler, I think, realises now that this is going to become a very difficult challenge indeed. Mauron, by the way, is now 2.9 seconds up ahead here, so he's loving this. He'll be looking in his rearview mirror, and, well, for the most part, won't be seeing it anymore because he's quite far up the road. Heading then through the middle sector here, we're heading up towards turn number 9, and there's a massive cluster of cars, by the way, in behind. There's team driver Sandra van der Sloot in P15 right now, and behind Stefan Cox in P14. Sebastian Cornel needs to drop down into P18, unfortunately. in behind David Gerban. So 2 Audis there are at the back. As again, the flash of the lights there from Reinhard Koffler. There's a lot of hello being said in this race, isn't there? Pretty sure by this stage, Reinhard, he knows you're there. I think the move into the wall confirms that he knows you're there. You don't need to say hello. But Reinhard Koffler's got an absolute flyer then out of that final chicane. He's going to look to go around the outside here. Is he going to potentially try a fake here? Not too sure. Yeah, he's a little bit too close to try that there. He's going to force Nico Verdonk to run a little bit wide through turn number 1. Oh, just about his nose there up to turn number 2. He took the Ben Green line through turn number 2 and will indeed not be able to make that move stick there. Now Ben Green with a genuine opportunity at a podium here. He'll be one of these two to really ramp up the pressure. Go side by side. Koffler makes a bit of a mistake there actually. Luckily, the power, I think, advantage in a straight line due to having no extra ballast in the car is going to get him out of trouble here. But look at this. Koffler is right up and behind Nico Verdonk. Ben Green's got a bit of wiggle room. God, words struggle to work with now with Lerner in behind. So he can now try and force a move if he would like and not lose the position to Lerner in behind. Cool, you guys try and say wiggle room really, really fast when you're all excited about the racing. It's not easy. Along the turn, up towards turn number 9, through 8 they come. Again, Nico Verdonk holding that inside line. Reinhard Koffler just trying to find any kind of gap here. He tried to find a little opportunity up the inside, but Nico read that. He went early. But look how close everyone is behind now. Ben Green's caught up now. Moritz Lerner's caught up. We've got Zimmer. We've got Uverhaus. Now Tregurtha again. As they all check up, there's going to be mistakes being made now. Positions are there for the taking. They're all in points paying positions as it stands. It's just about now whether you can just gain a couple of extra ones here. It's nice that you guys in the chat all support me and, you know, help me in these hard times of trying to say wiggle room, not laugh at me. As Reinhard Koffler, we've got a black and white flag then for Sophie Hoffman, so that's a warning for track limits again. Koffler very late on the brakes around the outside here. Can he make it stick for once? He's going to be run wide, I think, yeah, for sure. Ben Green, no, again, not quite close enough to take advantage. And I think that's what Ben's got to do. Ben's got to try and get the best exit possible out of that final chicane and hope that the two in front of him do as well, so they can really battle into turn 1 and then find himself an opportunity. This is not over yet. 6 minutes to go. I think we could even potentially see Tregurtha make a move here, and actually Reinhard Koffler then, that's the best exit we've seen onto this back straight. And are we finally going to see a change of position here for second? I think he's not worried about the slipstream here, is he? Not worried about the slipstream at all. He's just trying to find his braking mark, is Reinhard Koffler. Verdonk, though, holding firm up towards that chicane in the middle of turn 6. Reinhard Koffler still not able to find that gap through the cambered right-hander. We've seen already a potential move tried to be made through there by Reinhard Koffler. It's a little bit too quick. There's not really an opportunity to outbrake anybody through there. And you see Tregurtha then is very close now to Uverhaus. So actually, who have they got ahead of here? So Tregurtha now P8. I'm just trying to figure out what, I guess it was Janitz? Yeah, I guess it was Janitz then that's lost the position. Because Tregurtha was P9 last time I checked. But look at this. This is still battling for P2. So in towards the final couple of corners. We've got 5 minutes remaining here. And I tell you what, I am sweating in places I didn't think existed, and I'm just a commentator. This has been frantic. Lucas Mauron, it's almost a freebie now. Just make sure that you've done all the hard work. You've got 5 minutes now. Keep it on the island. Keep it between the mayo and the mustard. Nico Verdonk saw that coming, but look at the defense there. He slid the rear out, and finally a bit of an overlap here. Reinhard Koffler using all of the curb there. Ben Green just sitting patiently, hoping for an opportunity. If Reinhard Koffler can stick this car all the way around the outside, there's a left-hander. He would be able to get a position. He has. This is brilliant from Reinhard Koffler. Go late on the brakes and you've got the position. He gets squeezed. Nico Verdonk and him have contact here. Nico's going to be falling off the circuit. Onto the curb he will go. Ben Green not close enough to take advantage. Reinhard Koffler, if you get this stuck, this is a hell of a move. This could be move of the season. Down the back straight we come, and we're heading down towards turn number 6, and he's got to sweep it round the outside here. He will be squeezed off, that's for sure. They're going to go through side by side. Yeah, there was no chance there. I think Koffler's going to have to give that back. Thea Uverhaus with a 5-second penalty. Ben Green then, what's going to happen here for Ben Green? So Reinhard Koffler will have to give that back, I'm pretty sure. And Nico Verdonk was not giving him a moment's rest there, was he? So Nico Verdonk is going to get the position back, and then you can see Ben Green's trying to also come through as well. It's just he's trying to find a safe space to give it back, I think. And there he does. But Ben Green's just going to come through. Surely Ben Green's just going to force himself through as well. He doesn't. So all sorted itself out in the end. Overhouse now has got himself a penalty. This is going to help, of course, Tregurtha. He's going to gain one more position. And as we've got a few minutes left of this race here, it is definitely not over. This is the battle for second. There's like 73 different cars here battling for second spot. The lead of this group is Nico Verdonk. Then we've got Reinhard Koffler in that KTM. Ben Green in fourth. We've got Moritz Lerner. Tregurtha now, who's actually got ahead of Theo Overhouse. Yep, he's up ahead. So Tregurtha now in P6. He'll be hoping for some fireworks up and ahead of him. And then we've got Zimmer and we've got Janit. So there's literally 8 cars battling for second spot as it stands. So any contact, anyone goes off the circuit here, they're going to lose a lot of positions. So here we go. We saw the potential move there, and well, the aggressive defense nature there from Nico Verdonk almost cost him the spot. But look at this, side by side through 1, side by side through 2, and then again, it's very similar corners to what would be the sector number 1 of China, the GP layout. Reinhard Koffler kept himself there the whole time. You can see he's trying to give back the position. He went off circuit. He's trying to give back the position to Nico Verdonk, but he doesn't want to lose out to Ben Green as well. So he blocked off Ben Green. He's finally let Nico Verdonk go through, and then he gets on the power and just filters in. So actually, it's very clever driving, but it just means everyone's closed up. It means that Lucas Maron now is in a different postcode. Reinhard Koffler has actually got himself a black and white flag as well for track limits with, what, I think 3 laps remaining as they cross the line. Whereabouts are they on circuit? No. So there'll be... yeah, 3 laps remaining, including this one. See you, Craig A. Williams. Welcome to the broadcast. Hopefully you're all well. But Maron still leads by 7.5 seconds. Nico Verdonk and Koffler have been battling for what feels like 3.5 hours at this point. Nico Verdonk has not given an inch here at all. And if Reinhard Koffler can get this job done, he has had to work for it, that is for certain. And I'm sure he'll be too exhausted to race in race 2 tomorrow. Not only physically, but mentally, to try and find a gap and make a move on Verdonk today. Yeah, it'd be an incredible drive. Through turn number 1 we go then. And this is the second to last lap. We're on the penultimate lap here. And again, like I said, Maron needs to keep it on the island. And this is going to be a maximum 28 points from day 1 of the DTM Trophy. Verdonk here, just trying to hold on to P2 at this stage. He has had everything thrown at him, including the kitchen sink. And he is not yielded at all. So Nico Verdonk's done a hell of a job. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to vote for your driver of the day as well. It's unofficial. This is just between me and you people on YouTube. So I want us all to vote for our driver of the day. So you just spam the name. Once the race is finished, I want you to spam the name of your driver of the day. And we'll have an unofficial YouTube driver of the day. Look at this, though. Reinhard Koffler again getting a very, very good run through 6 and 7. As they head then through turn number 8. Now they've got a little bit of a straight to contend with before they go through turn number 9. Again, not really a quick enough corner to make a potential move. It's all about just keeping yourself nice and close here for Reinhard Koffler and try and square Nico Verdonk up onto an apex, where he's got to take a very acute angle, not able to get the power early enough, forcing him then to be sluggish on the exit of a corner. As we head then up towards turn 12, 13, 14, 15. This is all quick here. Again, if you can force a mistake from Nico Verdonk through the final chicane and then make that move through turn number 1, utilize the Expo's traits through the first sector. Not quite close enough here, but again, we see Nico get very, very squirrely through that chicane. Again, running a little bit wide. The KTM just looks so planted through there. As we head then down in towards turn number 1. It says 3 laps to go here. I'm pretty sure this should be the last lap. But I guess we'll go with the 3 laps to go. I'm happy for 3 more laps, no problem. So as we're coming through the first sector, you can see the lead car there, the Audi in the distance. Again, no dramas whatsoever right now. As we head onto the back straight once again, Reinhard Koffler has been this close before and not able to get the pass done. Is it going to be the same here? Nico Verdonk, though, making that Toyota Supra as wide as a 90s Corolla right now, as he runs wide himself. So he hasn't had a warning so far. We've, well, yeah, the new race distance is 30 minutes plus 3 laps, so we do have 3 laps to go. So that is confirmed by race director. So yes, we do have 3 laps to go. This is great. Okay, so the BMWs really are now going to start to struggle, because then, like, tyre wear is terrible after 20 minutes, so an extra 3 laps. This is going to be very hard work then. Ben Green will not be happy with that. Although he's got a couple of BMWs behind him, so it's kind of like, yeah, he's got a bit of security to work with. Reinhard Koffler seems to have just dropped off ever so slightly. And again, they are super, super close right now. But that just goes to show how close they have been during this race. So Mauron then has got 2 laps to go after this. Oh, Nico Verdonk runs wide there. Through that flat-out left-hander, through the chicane they will come. And, well, it will be 2 laps remaining now then. So we're on a penultimate lap of this race. And it's still to play for. And is Reinhard Koffler, has he decided now, do you know what? I am just going to chill. With 2 laps to go, I'm going to attack. He's not really forced the issue over the last couple of laps, but is it now the time to do so? Again, Mauron in the distance, 7.4 seconds clear. The tyre wear of that car is pretty rough at this stage of the race, but when you've got that big of an advantage, you're good. You're good to go. That's right, Formula WEC. Extra wriggle womb. Unbelievable. Again, really appreciate the support from the chat. You know, all of you supporting me and not laughing at me making mistakes like that. Oh, brilliant. Down the back straight, here we go. And again, Reinhard Koffler not quite close enough, really. Nico Verdonk here doing a sensational job. And I wonder at what stage of this race did he give up on P1? Or whether he probably hasn't even given up on P1 now. I tell you what, Tregurtha here is P7, so he's lost back out to Uberhaus at some point. But this battle for P2 has been so frantic, we just haven't taken our eyes off of it. Tregurtha will need to grab a couple of positions here. He's losing a lot of points in terms of championship order now to Ben Green. It's 10 points before this race started. Ben Green was on 148, and indeed Tregurtha was on 138. He's going to be losing more and more points here. Again, there's only 2 cars between them. Perfect scenario now for Tregurtha would be to gain those 2 spots right now and finish right behind him. But we're heading on to the final lap of this race, and Reinhard Koffler has been given a 5-second penalty. So Reinhard Koffler is going to lose the podium here, ladies and gentlemen. And how far behind? Oh, yeah, Tregurtha is going to get him. Yanis is going to get him. So it's going to be P8 for Reinhard Koffler, unfortunately. And everybody's going to gain a spot. Ben Green's going to end up on the podium here. This is a nice little surprise for him. You can see that the AMG, by the way, is very sluggish now. It's almost being caught by Yanis here. Yanis is going to be promoted up to P7, but track limits have plagued everybody this weekend so far. We had over 60 times deleted during free practice 2. We had loads of times earlier on this morning in qualifying 1 removed, and now we're seeing penalties being handed out for it in the race. So Jan Zimmer's got himself a 5-second penalty, and so has now Reinhard Koffler. Koffler, who's been sensational all day today, and actually you can see that Tregurtha then is mixing it with those BMWs, trying to make the move on that Theo Uberhaus. And he's using the other BMW for some slipstream. He will have to just filter in behind. But as we come up then, oh, that's a mistake. Nico Verdonk runs wide there as well. Not too sure whether he indeed had any part of his car within the white lines. So I'm sure that there's going to be investigations into these results here today. There's not going to be an investigation into this man, though. Lucas Mauron, only merely a few corners to go, and he is going to pick up another race victory. He's actually the 2nd most winningest driver, believe it or not, in DTM Trophy history. And there he is in that Audi for Haider Motorsport, the Swiss Brazilian. The man with the funkiest hair on the grid, that's for certain. He's heading towards the final chicane here in Assen in race number 1. It's round 9 of the DTM Trophy Championship. It was pole position for Lucas Mauron, and oh boy, did he take advantage of that. He will take the checker flag. He will take the victory. He will take 28 points today for pole and the race victory. Across the line then, it will be Nico Verdonk. Reinhard Koffler is 3rd across the line, but he's going to drop down. Ben Green, I think he is going to take that podium spot. We've got Moritz Lerner, Theo Uberhaus. We've then got Tregurtha, who's going to move up as well. Janitz then in 7th, Zimmer in 8th. We've got Ben Tucker Tuck in 9th and Overhaus in 10th position. Koffler does move down into P6 then. In the end, Tregurtha will take that P5 and Lerner will split the two championship contenders. Michael Schrey, I think this might be the championship run over, unfortunately for him, finishing outside of the points. And with Green and Tregurtha both scoring points, yeah, it's going to be very, very tough. And actually going into the race tomorrow, Ben Green is going to have the same ballast as he had today. Tregurtha's going to have 0 tomorrow. He had the most ballast today for this race. So what will that indeed hold in store for us? But there is your race winner. It's all about Lucas Mauron today. Let's not take anything away from him. He was given the opportunity by everyone else battling behind him. He did all the hard work early in this race, and he won by about 6.1 seconds. Fantastic drive from him, and we know now he is an incredible front runner. Right. Names in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Who is your driver of the day? Get your names in the chat. Who is your driver of the day? This is the unofficial YouTube driver of the day for DTM Trophy. Is there any more penalties? No, no more penalties. So yeah, put in the chat right now who your driver of the day is. Dr. Kreisch has gone for Mauron. Peter DeBacker has gone for Nico. Verdonk for Fauzi Bayou. Koffler still ran a great race. True that, Susan. True that. Verdonk for Recurve. Verdonk for driver of the day for W Tech. Verdonk, Koffler. Nice. Verdonk for Mattis. Marlowe. It just says a Supra. Okay. Verdonk for Isdin. Koffler for Harco. Verdonk. Verdonk, Verdonk, Mauron, Verdonk, Verdonk, Verdonk. Everybody's favourite Belgian is getting a lot of votes here, isn't he? Mauron and Verdonk got the most votes. But it looks like it's going to be Nico Verdonk from the chat. Looks like there was a few more Verdonks than Maurons. Not by many. But here's your victory lap. Swaying that door to get some cool air in. As Gerban will indeed join his fellow Audi driver on the parade lap. What a drive it was from Mauron. Do you know what? I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun commentating this race today. Should we do it all again tomorrow? Who fancies another race tomorrow? Yeah, go on then. Let's do it. As they all head into the pits, we're going to have a nice podium ceremony. If any of you have any questions, actually, we'll just do the official results here. Lucas Mauron then does pick up the victory. Verdonk second, and Ben Green gets onto that podium. Moritz Lerner, P4. What a drive it was from him, by the way. 7th up to 4th. We've got Tregurtha in P5. We've got Koffler in 6th position with that 5-second penalty. Janitz and Zimmer are in 7th and 8th position. We've got Ben Tuck and Theo Overhaus then in 9th and 10th spot. Schrey, Christopher Rink, Stolschmidt, Stefan Cox, Van der Sloot, Hoffman, Gerban are your remainder of the grid there. With David Gerban, Cornely and Salonen with a D and F, unfortunately. And Ben Green will be very happy with that, I think. Don't think he would have been expecting that podium. Done very well indeed. Right, okay, so I'm just going to post my social, my Twitter into the chat, guys. So if any of you want to ask me any questions about the championship, you can absolutely get involved. It's the same for Instagram and it's the same for Twitter. So it is ActualVision, twitter.com/ActualVision. If you've got any questions while the racing is not happening, either this afternoon, tomorrow morning, or whenever, I'm more than happy to fill you in on the questions. It's so much more fun when everybody understands what's going on in the racing. And if this is your first time, then you'll have no idea how the championship works. So yeah, always happy to help people understand how this championship works. And every single race is this close. It is incredible. Every weekend we have DTM Trophy. I tend to lose my voice. So yeah, it's always good fun. Carlo player, I don't know what to say anymore. No need. This is bullying at this point. Me trying to say wiggle room It's the biggest struggle ever. We need to have a DTM Trophy struggle Twitter account or something, don't we? Race fan. Commentator of the day. It was me versus me for the DTM Trophy. So we've got the podium ceremony now. I'm going to go quiet for a little bit, which is going to be good for some of you. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys watch the podium ceremony, and then we should indeed have the championship standings at the end, so you can see exactly how it's played out heading in towards race 2 tomorrow. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Race number 9 of the season 2021, and we start with our third place driver from Great Britain, our championship leader. Clap your hands and congratulations for Ben Green. On the second spot, we have Nico Verdonk from Belgium. Congratulations. To the podium, Michael Heide, team owner, Heide Motorsport. Congratulations, the winning team. And here we are with the winner of race number 9 in DTM Trophy from Switzerland. Second victory this season. It's Lucas Mauron. Congratulations! Lucas, we hear the national anthem of Switzerland. A bit interrupted, but nevertheless, everyone is smiling on the podium. Congratulations again, and guys, these are your trophies. Take them and just raise them up into the air till our photographers are happy. Michael, same for you. Take the trophy, and I wait for the smiling photographers. If you like, you can get together a bit closer. The pictures just look better. And I'll say, thank you very much, gents. The champagne is yours.
So there you have it. There's a champagne moment. My favorite part about doing DTM commentary is hearing Ollie Sittler tell people on the podium what they should be doing. It cracks me up every single time. The guy's an absolute legend. Hopefully you've all heard him in DTM previous years, and you would have heard him maybe in the Touring Wagon Legends commentary. Like, the guy is an absolute legend of DTM. But him telling people how to act on a podium is my personal favourite part of the weekend. Here's your final positions then. Ben Green finished in 3rd position. We had Nico Verdonk then finish in 2nd spot, and well, the rear of that car may have some bumps and scrapes, that's for certain. And then in 3rd, because of a penalty for Reinhard Koffler, sorry, we've already done 3rd. It's 1st position for Lucas Mauron. Ah, what a race. What a race it was.
I think Arthur, it's time to hand the microphone over to our commentator guy.